Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I had the big C again, unfortunately, and was down and out, so I didn't really get much of anything done. And I really wanted to get this video posted before I start any more Tiny Tuesdays or Throwback Thursdays or... oh my god, what did I buy? Amazon this week? What did I find on Walmart.com? When am I going to have my Whatnot sale? So hopefully this tour will get all of that stuff kick-started. I can focus more on other things because my lack of focus is renowned at this point. And we'll see where it goes. Anyway, I am sporting a summer outfit, as you can see. I'm not ready to let summer go. For as much as pumpkin spice is in the air, Patty's having hot flashes and does not want to be dressed in flannel, corduroy, or wool sweaters. It's just not going to happen. I tried to record this video yesterday, got hit with a massive hot flash, said, heck no, I'm not recording because I can't turn my air conditioner on. So here we are today. Take two. We're going to try it again. Took tons of pictures yesterday, so hopefully you'll enjoy those when they go up. But the recording the house had to wait for today. And I'm not sure I'm going to do it, if I'm going to move the camera or move the house. It's kind of precariously perched on a Better Homes and Garden set of 2 cabinets that I store all my Barbie clothing in. And at some point you'll see that too. God knows it needs a dusting though. And you can see the chaos that my office has become since I was laid off. So let us begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the lights. I purchased the puck lights with a remote that looks like this, a set of 2 for $5 at Dollar Tree. When they were still $5. I don't know how much they're going for now, but they come in a 2-pack, and it has a remote. I purchased 2 2-packs, and the same remote works for all 4 of the lights, which I'm very thankful for. The only problem is that they eat batteries like mad, even when they're not on. I don't know what the cause is, but I don't know if it's just because they're cheap puck lights. Not really cheap, but cheap enough. But I had to go and order reusable, rechargeable batteries, and each puck light takes 3. So that cost a pretty penny, and I am looking at an alternative way to light my other doll houses because this just isn't sustainable in the long run. But this house was a bucket wish of mine for probably 40 years. Of course, we all looked at the catalogs back in the day with the doll houses and the townhouse and the A-frame. I knew at age 4 or 5, whenever this one was released, I wasn't getting it. I guess it was like $100 at the time. And I mean, you got all the furniture with it. It's a humongous size house. But I am one of 9 children. It just wasn't going to happen. So when I was around 9 years old, I was driving through I was riding my bicycle through the neighborhood in Houston, and I spotted the house on the side of a real person's house, and got up the nerve one day, knocked on the door foolishly, and asked if they were going to sell the house or if they were giving it away. And I was advised that no, it was their daughter's house. They just didn't have a place to store it right now. They were storing it outside. in Houston, which is nuts. But they weren't getting rid of it. So I was very sad. Didn't think about it for a while, grew up, put away my dolls, got married, brought back out my dolls after my first son was born because I was I was seeing people create dioramas and post them on MySpace, and the internet was a big thing. So I started buying Barbies and I started creating dioramas in bookcases, not even considering buying a house because they still weren't cheap. But I was going to the flea market every week and I was spending roughly 20 bucks a week on my Barbie addiction when one day I spotted this house. And this house wasn't complete, but it had the majority of what was needed. This house had all of the windows, some of the doors, and it was still in phenomenal shape. And as you can see, those are the baskets that my clothes are in. I have 8 of them, and that's not all the clothes. But I digress. The house was in fantastic shape. Is it a little crunchy in places? A little bit. But if you don't press too hard on the columns of the house, it's in pretty good shape. I did keep the color. I've seen other people repaint the house. They come out gorgeous. I applaud them. But my house, I don't want to show you too much. It's a mess right now. My walls are the same color as that roof. I don't think you can see. But yeah, there's just too much shadow because of those windows. I'm thrilled with the natural light though. My walls, at least 1, 2, 3 of my walls down here in the living space are orange. So this house is in my color wheel, big time. And I had furniture that could go in it that would match. I had a dream for this house, and it required it staying yellow and orange and beige. Now, if I find another house, darn tootin', I'm going to paint it. I love the look of the olive green that some people have chosen to paint the house. I love the look of the black and white that others have chosen to paint the house. I actually have another A-frame house on my watch list on Facebook Marketplace, and it's only $50, and I want it so bad. But I have no place for it right now. Maybe once we have some whatnot sales, I'll find room for it again. So, in the meantime, we are going to take a small tour and see how this is going to work, and I will show you what I've done with the place. Now, one thing I will say, the furniture that came with the house was way too big for this house. I do have the stove that goes with this house. I actually have 2 of them, but I didn't have the refrigerator and I did not have a sink for the house, so I've chosen to do something different with the kitchen. I do have one of the living room sets that came with the house that I purchased separately. I purchased it at an estate sale and I spent way too much on it. I also have the bedroom, but I only have the bed. And when I thought of doing this house for my mini-me, I needed a bigger bed. Mini-Me may sleep in a twin XL because she has a California king bed. A twin was not going to work, especially if I find my Greg. Twinning it just doesn't work. So let's get a little closer and I will show you what I've done. Okay, so first things first, I only have one door. Only one front door up. I am almost positive I have that other door. However, it doesn't want to stay on. I actually had to add hot glue to the top of this door to hold it in place. And even that doesn't really want to work. I've looked for new doors at on eBay. That's where I found other pieces I needed for the house. However, I did not want to spend $18 on a door that might have the same problem. So I'm going to find the other door. I'm probably going to rig it with hot glue just like I did this one and see how that works. Okay, now we do have the blue set. I do not know if this was the color that originally came with this house because I did buy it secondhand. I also bought the dining room furniture secondhand at an estate sale, part of a very expensive purchase. I understood where she was coming from, but her sales can be kind of pricey on a good day. And I waited till the second day to buy them because I knew they'd be half price, and they were still pricey. But this is the set. I've had to glue the top of the table to the legs because it did warp over the years. I did see that somebody figured out how to take the warp out of the plastic or acrylic top tables. I'm kind of lazy and I didn't do it. But I have the table. I have all 4 chairs. I may cut it down to 2 chairs because honestly, that room's just not big enough to have the table, the chairs, and the hutch. I do have the hutch. It does have 4 drawers. It has the side cabinets. I don't know if you can see it back there. And it also has the top. It's in pretty good shape, I'm not gonna lie. The blue thing that is behind my Mini-Me, I purchased off of eBay. It's a nifty little thing. I'll pull out one of the other ones. It was a 3-pack, and I probably spent like $11 on all 3 of them, and they fit perfectly with this house. Like, I couldn't have asked for better. The colors, the style, everything. Okay, as I was saying before I was interrupted, the hutch is in great condition. I believe I may have some of the dishes that belong with this. I'm not positive though. I'm going to have to go through my stash. I'm really liking the dishes though that are coming with the mini brands and the Create series and the Miniverse. As you can see, I've got the divination set right there. The tea set, the crystal balls are in the, sorry, they are, they're in the cabinet, in the bottom of the cabinet. So, there's that. But the thing in the corner, I think is very cool. And I'm really happy with the kitchen, or I'm sorry, the dining room set. I just wish it was a little smaller, but we might be taking 2 of the chairs away and just leaving enough for Greg and Patty. So now I'm not showing it today, but I also have the pool house that goes with this set. That might be turned into bedrooms for my boys. We'll see. Unless I can get my hot tub going. All right, so we are on the next floor. I know this is way out of order, but this is just the way we're doing it today. We have the bathroom, which is above the dining room, and I made the curtains. I purchased 2 hair scrunchie ties. It was a ponytail that had things hanging off of it, and I looked at it and I said, you know, those would make really good curtains, and those would probably go really well in my dream house. So here they are, and I just sewed them onto a dowel. And unfortunately, it's on the outside of the house rather than the inside. Yes, that was laziness on my part. I can go in and put little cup hooks and probably hang it that way. I did try hanging it with hot glue, and it fell. I actually had to use hot glue to attach the lights to the house because the stickiness, the sticker tabs, they're supposedly 3M that are on the lights. I don't quite believe it. Yeah, they didn't stick. So I said, the hell with it, and I just hot glued it. So this is the balcony to the bathroom with the curtains, with the little fuzzy ball wreath that I decided to make. We can go yellow and orange for the holidays, why not? It's a little early, so maybe just for the fall. But let's take that down for a moment and take the curtains down so we can see inside. All right, so I'm using just a piece of wood that I picked up at the Dollar Tree to hold the light in place. I did hot glue it. We have a rack. This was originally pink. It's something I picked up, and I knocked over a plant. Good job, Patty. It's one of my favorite plants, in fact. Okay, so we purchased that with a lot of stuff years ago. When I was spending $20 a week at the flea market, I was searching Craigslist and going on eBay and yard sales. So a lot of this stuff has come from a lot of different places. But this was a pink set. It came, I believe, with a laundry basket. It's probably part of a whole bathroom, but I've only got 2 pieces of it. I've got the laundry basket, and I have the bathroom towel holder. The vase came from Salvation Army. I've been watching way too much Ginger Lola. She's another content creator. I love watching her stuff, but she finds tall vases and puts them in her dollhouse, and that one just seemed appropriate. So it was either going to be a vase or it was going to be a lamp. And seeing as how I can't make lampshades very well, it turned into a vase. All right, the toilet came from Dollar Tree, which it's a little dusty in there. I was thrilled that it came from Dollar Tree, and that it wasn't pink, and I didn't have to spray paint it. When I was doing my dioramas years ago, I spray painted everything. It was terrible. I don't want to have to spray paint anymore. All right. The bathroom vanity came from a dollhouse. I bought the dollhouse on one of my trips, and I ripped everything out of it because I didn't like the dollhouse. But I was very intrigued with having sinks with faucets. I think I pulled the washer and dryer out. I might have pulled the kitchen out. And you'll probably see those in other dollhouses. So, there's a mirror. Hello. The mirror I purchased at an estate sale, as is. And I'm like, you know what? That will work as a mirror for the bathroom. Great shade. The doors are closed. I do not have the closet that goes with this dollhouse. I could probably purchase it on eBay. I'm not going to. It works out the way it's set up. I painted the vanity the orange to match the rest of the house. It was pink. Apparently acrylic paint works just fine on plastic. The tub is a mycene tub. I don't know what set it was part of, but I know it was a mycene tub. The ducky came in a pack of 50, I believe, from Five Below. And the bath bombs are part of the Make It Mini Spa. Only 3 of them formed well. We've got towels. For some reason, I have like a bag of towels. And I was for a while purchasing the baby washcloths that Dollar Tree sells and using those for towels. But honestly, a lot of towels have shown up since I started going through my collection. So there's that. All right, and let's go to the right side of the house. We're going to head this way. And let me turn this around and show you what I did. Okay, now on to the bedroom. I don't know how well you can see this with the natural light behind it, but this is the bed. And I want to say it's either a queen or a king size bed for Barbie. I did make it out of an old cigar box that I found at an estate sale. I actually picked up like 8 of them because I'm like, oh, that's a bed, that's a closet, that can be a big, really big bookcase or entertainment center if I put some shelves in it. This one became a bed. And I'm also using the mycene. It was like a bedroom set. It has a closet, it had a vanity, and it had a little nightstand. I don't remember if it had a bed, honestly. I think it might have come with a doll. But I basically purchased it for the furniture, and I was thrilled it wasn't pink. The chair is not part of that set. That actually has like a vanity bench, I believe, but I'm not sure where I put it. But that is one of the chairs that I painted years ago. I think it was blue and white to begin with. So, the flooring throughout the house, I've utilized Dollar Tree peel and stick wallpaper, I want to say. I love the fact that it's all different patterns. I was thinking back in the 70s, there probably was a lot of wood flooring still in houses before they covered up with linoleum. So I wanted to utilize like a wood grain up here, but I didn't want to do a dark wood grain. The bed, like I said, it's a cigar box. The back of it is a pallet, I believe, that I got from Dollar Tree. And I stained it dark, I polyurethaned it, but then I found this scarf at another estate sale, and I just thought it was lovely, and I couldn't use it as curtains for the dollhouse, so I just kind of covered up the headboard with it. The pillows I made probably 10 years ago to go on a wicker set as cushions. So, that kind of looks silly. Let's do that. I've gotten a little bit better at sewing, I believe, so I am planning on making cushion sets to sell on Whatnot or in my eBay store. The panda came off of a sock that I found, probably shopping at the Goodwill bins. The sloth, which is kind of like an inside joke for friends of mine, came off of a baby rattle that there's a better shot of it, that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. And the cover for the bed has animals on it. It's got zebra, it's got a lemur. I believe that there's a tiger on there someplace. I believe there's a giraffe on there as well. That was on a pillow cover, cushion cover from Zara that I purchased at Salvation Army. I had it on a cushion or a throw pillow for the couch for years. And I kind of got tired of looking at it, and I'm like, oh, well, that looks kind of 70-ish to me. So I put it in the dollhouse. We have a tiny TV. This was a keychain that I thought was awesome. The flowers, I actually hot glued to the vanity because I couldn't find my double stick little tabs that I use. So it will peel off. But the flowers are a mini verse, and the flowers on top of the nightstand are from Michael's. And then, before we go downstairs and look at the kitchen, the back has the little garden box, flower box. And I know there were plastic flowers on it back in the day. This was one of two that I purchased off of eBay that I really wanted for the house, and I think I spent $18 with free shipping for the two of them, which felt a little steep, but it gave me what I wanted. I just haven't taken the plunge, and I have not glued those in. So if you bump into the house, they fall off. Okay, kitchen. Kitchen, we have like a concrete floor. So that is another piece of peel and stick. I was not thrilled with the original flooring for the house. It was, it looked kind of like stone, but it was yellow. So we covered it up. This is an old kitchen set that I spray painted beige ages ago. And then I decided, you know, I've got tons, there's hair in here. I have tons of vinyl for my Cricut that I don't use. And I wanted the green, I wanted the olive green specifically. I found the little tiles years ago at AC Moore. They are peel and stick. And I decided to spruce it up a bit. The drawer handles are beads that I ordered off of Amazon. So, and I did raise the bottom of the kitchen in order for it to be Barbie height, because even with petite Barbie, the kitchen was too short. The only thing now is trying to find dishes that fit into this spot, and redoing the refrigerator, not the cover of it, but the inside. It's missing the back. And I just want to put a piece of cardboard in there and paint it. So let's go this, well, let's go back this way. Alrighty. This, okay, and I did cover up the door on this side. I think there's, no, that's windows. I covered up the windows. There's no door. Okay, this side. If you're seeing out the side yard, that is not my property, by the way. I tried to buy it. There's a whole big thing that was on my other channel, my makeup channel that I talked about. Anywho, the recycling bin was my husband's that I stole from him. He used to work as a facility manager, and it was an advertising piece, but it matches the dollhouse. The kitchen set, I raised this a little as well. I think I might have pulled it out of another house. In fact, I'm almost positive I did. I painted it. I tried to paint the stove, just the stove, a mustard yellow. And the cabinets were going to be green, like the other side. And it read extremely Green Bay Packers. So, thankfully I used acrylic paint, and when you use acrylic paint, all you have to do is put the piece in hot water and it will peel off. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but that's what it did. I then tried to paint the stove silver, even though that really wasn't a thing back in the day, and that didn't work out too well either. So I said, well then, that's not what I said. I said a couple choice things because I dunked this thing in hot water like 3 times. I got glue hanging off. I decided just to paint it beige to match the other piece. I did put pieces of stained wood for the countertops to make it look like a dark butcher block. This came from, I think, Make It Mini Appliances. I think it's MGA. I want to say it's MGA. The pots and the 2 pots came from Temu. This reminded me so much of Le Creuset. I love it. It's heavy. This is a Make It Mini. And these are the Make It Mini waffles for Hello Kitty. I thought they were cute. I would love to have upper cabinets, but then I would lose the windows. And I don't want to lose the windows. The door, I also cut down a piece of peel and stick and put it over, don't pull too hard on that. Put it over the door because I do not have the flower boxes for the front of the house. Ooh, my whisk fell. So we cut the peel and stick. Just don't pull on that, Patty. We cut the peel and stick just to give the house a little more character. And I'm going to get up now and turn off the camera so you don't have to hear me get up off my knees. Makes it sound. Okay, and I thought I was recording. And for some reason I thought I had my glasses on. So there's that. Okay, and now you can see the orange behind the house. That is the color of my office and part of my living room. Okay, so this is the living room set, and it's very, very cramped in here, I understand. More of a rec room, probably. There's no TV, though. This is probably my favorite room in the house. I love the color of the furniture. It is from the Townhouse set. I love the pillows that I made years ago, like over 2012, I think I made these. I was working for a company that I answered the phone all day, and because I needed to fidget, I would keep little projects with me. And I was sewing pillows. Dollhouse pillows at my desk. This is embroidered ribbon that I purchased at an estate sale. Didn't know what I was going to do with it at the time, but I just thought it was too pretty to leave behind. A lot of the estate sales in our area are just a mess, honestly. You're rifling through people's stuff that hasn't been touched in like 50 years. A lot of it's not priced. So I would collect millinery items, sewing supplies, fabric samples, really anything I thought that I could use for crafts, I would pick up, and I still do. But I was really proud of the pillows. And I made, what, there's 6 here? Yeah, there's another one in the chair. Okay. The carpet is a piece of felt that I purchased, I want to say at AC Moore before they closed. So I've had that for a while. It could have come from Joann's, but they are closed now too. The plants, this one here came from Dollar General. There's another one downstairs. I thought that they were the perfect size. And it's just sitting on like a wooden egg cup that I picked up probably at the Salvation Army. So as a riser. The table came from Temu. And I had to hot glue it together because every time I touched it, it fell apart. I also had to use glue dots on this shelf to hold the plants in place because every time I touched those, they would fall over as well. So the shelf came from Temu as well, I believe. This was another Temu purchase, and I said I would show you. This is part of the 3 set. The blue one down in the dining room, the orange one here in the rec room, not rook. I guess it's just a little extra sitting room. I could turn this into a closet, honestly, and I am considering it, and I'm considering moving this furniture downstairs to replace what's in the living room. And my battery's about to die. Holy Hannah, I'll be right back. Okay, now that we changed our batteries. It never fails, honest to goodness. I didn't have this many problems when I filmed my makeup channel. So, speaking of which, I will be posting, hopefully again soon, on the makeup channel. I actually want to show everyone what my girlfriend Brenda sent me to help with this channel, because she believed in what I was doing, as well as my friend Bunny. She also sent me some things, so I want to share them on both channels. So that will be coming up soon. Okay, so we've seen this room. There is no light in this room. I haven't decided if I want to add puck lights here, because honestly, it's not going to illuminate the room if I put lights here. So unless I were to get the strip lights, if you guys have a suggestion, let me know. I am all ears. But I would really like to make the bedrooms shine as well, or the future closet, or just the extra living room. All right, now for the final living room, we have a door. I did a faux marble floor like I did in the dining room. I also did it in this little living room. This is the original style of furniture that would have been sold with the house, but this is part of the lot that I purchased with the dining room set. That was way too expensive. And it actually sheds. The cushion that was under this fabric is disintegrating. And if you move it too much, it sprinkles out. And it's not very pleasant. So, but I do love it. I do think it's very neat. I also have vanity that goes with this. I'm missing a drawer to it though, I believe. But other than that, it is all there. I did find the cute little owls, which I thought were appropriate for this style of house. I found those at the Dollar Tree. This is the other plant that I found at Dollar General. And the plant over there was found at Michael's. The vases were a Timo purchase. The holding hands, this I thought was so freaking awesome. It's a little brass piece, and it looks like two hands holding, like reaching for each other. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Ginger Lola made something similar using a Ken's hand and a Barbie's hand. But I don't know if I'm willing to do that to my Barbies yet, even the old ones. I mean, there's body donors and then there's pieces of bodies. So, and this was just a little nod to Harry Potter, the fourth movie, because I don't have a golden egg. So, kind of more of an homage to Hermione and Crumb. I still don't understand that, how she ended up with Weasley, but there it is. Anywho, that is the house. I want to show you the tiny little yard that I worked on as well. And then we'll be done for the day. And I really hope that you guys enjoy this type of filming. I'm sorry if it made you a little nauseous. It's actually making me a little nauseous, but I think that's another hot flash coming. But I am just thrilled with this house. Absolutely thrilled with it and how it turned out. And now it's down to like the little details, the adding a Greg doll, to adding dishes and glasses and dirty clothes on the floor, that sort of thing. I've added tons of plants. I do not have this many plants in my house, truly. I've got like 5 or 6 that I barely keep alive, but I've managed to keep them alive for a while, which is amazing. And I have rose bushes on the side of my house. So, and there's the 2 little kitty cats. I had a black and white one. My mother stole it. She said it was hers. So, one second and I'll show you the yard. Okay, so I know the lighting sucks. I don't want to turn off the house lights though, because this will be completely black over here. So, we have installed temporarily a little garden. The grass came from Dollar Tree. It was with their spring stuff. It was a roll to like use as a table runner, which I thought was silly. So I bought it and I got it wrong the first time. It wasn't big enough for the space. So we had to patch it a little bit. But the grass came from Dollar Tree. The table was part of an old set that I thrifted years ago. The chairs actually came from Hobby Lobby. I don't really go in there that often. But with Joann's closing, I'm kind of out of options. Our Michael's is never stocked well. So the chairs were half off when I purchased them. I think I spent $6 a piece on them. The topiary came from Salvation Army or Goodwill last week. The little pieces of petrified wood that probably went into some sort of animal containment, I don't know. They were on the table when I went to an estate sale. I bought 5 of them, and I was probably charged too much for them. But I thought they were nifty. And this is the other piece that I purchased as part of the set. Isn't that wild? And I thought the garden was a lovely place for a sculpture. Because, you know, everybody's going to have a sculpture in their backyard. Oh, that's where the other tomatoes went. They're behind the chair. Okay, then. As I knocked everything over, trying to get to those tomatoes. We have pieces of the Make It Mini, I believe, verse. I found them on sale at Target a couple weeks ago. Like $3.50 a piece, and I kind of went a little crazy when I bought them because I bought a lot. And then I found these on sale as well on Amazon. So we have birdhouses, we have fish ponds, we have a cute little and there goes my light. We have a cute little plant house. What's it called? Tell me. Greenhouse. Sorta, kinda. For the backyard. I'm thinking of putting more shelves on it. I'm thinking of hanging possibly the bird feeders from the wire. As you can see, it's in front of the air conditioner. And I'm having another hot flash. Okay, a few dozen curse words later, I had changed my SD card. You know, first it was the battery, then it's the SD card. Light falls over, it all falls over. Mini me falls. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a thing. And I'm having another hot flash. Okay, so this is the end of our tour. Hopefully I can stick the end of what I just recorded on here. But we have the yellow set that partially came from Hobby Lobby, partially was a thrift find. We have our little mini-verse garden with tomatoes, strawberries, and lettuce, because gotta have a BLT and strawberry shortcake. We have basil and lavender and cilantro and bird feeders and koi ponds. I know it probably fell. I know I had a bird bath too. And I was considering hanging them from the wires of the, that thing right there. The greenhouse that doesn't have panels yet. So, but anywho, this is the end of the tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. I am so sorry for how disjointed this was. Like, completely just, it was bad. I will admit, it was bad. If you have any suggestions for lighting, though, I would love to hear them. Any suggestions on how to make this more spacious? I'm all ears. Please like and subscribe. Share if you're so inclined. I would appreciate it. Every little bit helps, and it's free. And if you have a channel, I'll do it for you too. No, I can't believe I said that. We'll cut that right there. All right, thank you for joining me this afternoon, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe and have a great time. Bye.